Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning. It's wonderful to be here, first day of the Commission on the Status of Women, and 8:30 in the morning. And I'm honored to have Honorable Jackie Witherspoon and Marilyn here. They've been really opening the road for many of us. I'm first-generation immigrant, been here for a while, but I was born and raised in Iran, so you can see that I have a lot to say about violence against women. I'm going to talk about in the next 2 weeks during the 57 Commission on the Status of Women, member states will meet and discuss areas of concern for women and girls, and we're going to work on approaches to address the violence against women. For me, I've been following the global women's movement since 1985 at the 3rd International Women Conference in Nairobi, 1985, followed by Beijing, and followed by Beijing +5, Beijing +10, and Beijing +15. I have seen that the violence against women in public and private spheres, in different layers of society, in global south and north, has been moved from margin to the center of agenda globally. So we have now violence against women front and center on the global agenda. And we see that in third world countries, as well as in Western Europe and United States, we've been talking about it. We just ratified, despite of all the challenges, the Violence Against Women Act here. But you're also witnessing that the women in global south, particularly Middle Eastern and North African countries, which we call them MENA region for abbreviation, they're facing many challenges. So I'm going to talk about some of these challenges. And I want to emphasize that we have been talking about violence against women for many years. I hope, and my intention is to my capacity, move this, at this session, move it from talk to action. We need action. We need specific measures. We need political clause and political will of the states to take steps to end violence against women, to minimize. And the political will of the states, I think, is the key factor in doing so. So we're going to talk about prevention and also about multi-sectoral services and response. These are the two focuses of this session, because otherwise, even at the Commission on the Status of Women, we've been talking a lot about that. We're also going to focus this session on many panels, which I'm on 3 panels and I have 1 workshop. We're going to talk about the services we learn from each other and we build on each other's experiences. So some of the key factors that I want to emphasize from my perspective, it's that we need systematic, coordinated, multi-sectoral and sustained approaches to end violence against women. So these are the key words for me: systematic, coordinated, multi-sectoral and sustained approach is necessary to address all forms of violence against women and girls. In many, one of the challenges, we have other speakers that are going to talk about different parts of the world, but in the MENA region, which is Middle East and North Africa, one of the major issues, the top issues, is influencing government laws and policies. We don't have laws in many Middle Eastern and North African countries on issues related to violence against women. And so that's one of the challenges. In Iran, the country that I was born and raised, we had the campaign for 1 million signatures to end discriminatory laws. But many of the active people in this campaign, which is a flat, think of it as a network, as a flat organization without leader, but many of the active people in the network has been arrested and detained that they are against national security. How you can, that's the basic civil act that you can ask people to sign a petition to end discriminatory laws against women, and then you're being arrested because you're acting against national security. So you see that there is a big challenge for women in many Middle Eastern countries. But we also saw that Arab Spring, we also saw that millions of women in North African countries, in Morocco and Egypt and other countries, came to the street, demonstrated for not only democracy and human rights, but also for their own rights, against sexual harassment, against violence against women. And I think there is a revolution going on in that part of the world, and that's very inspiring. We have women that they've been staying home, quiet all this time, now coming to the street and claiming and demanding their share of the public space. They're demanding their shares of the rights. They're demanding citizen rights because they're being denied. They're against sexual harassment. I mean, in Egypt, we're seeing phenomenal movement about women coming to the street and demanding things that it was. So that's one of the areas I want to just don't have much time, but influencing government laws and policies, that's one of the areas that it's challenged and we need to work on it. In terms of prevention, regularly run awareness raising campaign. I did 2 interviews last year in 2011 and 2012 with a campaign on violence against women and prevention. We focus on prevention, which is published on Women News Network site, and it's about the movement in Lebanon, another country in the Middle East, that they have TV spot, they have campaign, they engage men to end violence against women. I think these are inspirational and learning outcomes of the movement that we see in some of the Middle Eastern countries. Also teaching in many countries of the Middle East, some of the strategies that they're using is teaching conflict resolution and gender equality and non-violent act for the combating violence against women, empowering NGOs and non-governmental organizations, which in some countries they're on a very strict rules, but still in some other countries like Morocco or Lebanon and other countries, they have freedom to engage people, to organize people, to educate public about violence against women. Involving media, there are very wonderful learning outcomes of the experience of NGOs and women activists in working with media to educate people and do prevention measures on violence against women. My time is up, but I would be happy to, in Q&A, we talk more about it.